Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Hope all y'all having a good Wednesday night. Well, it's probably getting close to midnight by now. But y'all know by now I'm a night owl, right? I'm just moving the tripod a little bit. I got this floor tripod, this one that gets really tall or really low. Anyway, what a day. Me and Johnny had to do our grocery shopping because we're about to have us a cold snap, and we were out of things. I was just about out of coffee creamer. Can't have that. I like that zero sugar coffee creamer. Yeah, the liquid refrigerator coffee creamer. I probably shouldn't drink that, but I don't like I bought some of the powdered stuff, and you can't drink your coffee right away after that. At least with the liquid stuff, it cools your coffee off to where you can drink it right away. I like that better. I like what I like. You know what I mean? And it comes in zero sugar, so. And I like the French vanilla and the caramel macchiato. Yeah, those are my flavors. And I'm still working on that Mundo Mardi Gras, Folgers Mardi Gras coffee that Connie Wagner sent me for my birthday. And it's really good. And I can make it, of course I got food on my shirt. I seem to be on a, because of course I can't eat everything the boys eat. And so I'm relegated mostly to soups, mostly. And the soup that I really have gravitated toward mostly lately is gumbo. Yeah, because I like, also these days I like spicy stuff. And so, and around here it's pretty easy to get gumbo in a can. So I've been buying chicken and sausage gumbo. And then I feed the sausage and the chicken to the dogs while I'm eating, because of course they are the Big Brigade. And I will explain this because I have some new subscribers, so welcome. And a lot of people don't know how my channel name came about. So, well, the whole Tap Mama thing is because I have 12 tattoos. Okay, 12. I probably would have more if I hadn't developed lymphedema in 2014. And lymphedema is a condition that I developed 2 years after my cancer surgery. I had cancer surgery in 2012. I had a full hysterectomy due to uterine cancer. And well, when they did that, they damaged the lymph nodes in my lower extremities, meaning my legs, that circulate the fluid in my body. And so instead of circulating the fluid properly in my legs, the fluid accumulates on my legs and causes them to swell and be painful. And so even though now that I've had weight loss surgery and lost a good amount of weight, they're not as swollen as they were. But for the last almost 10 years, well, I guess 10 years. I guess it has been 10 years now. I've walked around looking like the Michelin Man, especially with my left leg being the biggest swollen. And and of course, I had the eureka moment about not quite a month ago. And I was in the shower, and I happened to look down and look at my left leg and notice that it wasn't this big chunky calf that I've been hauling around all this time, because my calf was like this, looked like I was carrying around a big 30-pound weight on my calf for all this time. That I happened to look down in the shower one day, I guess about 3 weeks into my recovery of my surgery, about 3 weeks into my recovery, and noticed that my leg was almost normal. Not quite normal. It was still, obviously swollen, from the lymphedema, but it was not this big 30-pound chunk on my calf. And I just got overcome with emotion, just very emotional, because I've been living with it for so long. And so lymphedema is not curable. It's just something that you treat. I have, I don't use them because they're painful, but I have these leg pumps things, that these big sleeves that I can put my legs in, and then I hook them to a pump, and it squeezes air around these big old sleeve things. They inflate and push the air around, you know, my legs, and are supposed to help my legs go down. I haven't used them in quite a while because they were too painful. It was really, before I lost almost 75 pounds, since July, actually. I'm down to 319. But before that, it was just, I was living with a lot of, and I'm still in a lot of pain. My back, I have osteoarthritis and bone spurs on my spine, and I still deal with that a lot, especially with the cold weather. But it's not like it was. But because of that, it was hard for me to get in and out of those sleeves, and it was hard. And it would hurt. It would hurt because when it squeezes your leg, and it squeezes and squeezes and squeezes, that just became very painful to use. So I would just not use them. I would prop my legs up on several times a day and use ibuprofen to control my pain. But I just put those things up and didn't use them. Because it just became too painful to use those things. Yeah, that's why I stopped getting tattoos, is because of the lymphedema. Because I didn't want the lymphedema because I was fearful. Some of the things I read about lymphedema, that it could go to other parts of your body. And with tattoos, that's injury to your body, essentially. And I didn't want it to go to whatever part of my body. I decided to get a tattoo. But now that, my lymphedema seems to be, reducing and under control, and, better, maybe I might get another tattoo. I decided, me and Eva, my bestie, have talked about this, that once I get under 300 pounds and I hit the 100-pound weight loss mark, I'm thinking about a phoenix tattoo. The rising phoenix, the bird, that rises from the ashes. There have been many things in my life that that's kicked me down, and that I could have just laid down and died, because life has defeated me many times. I've run into things that, many people would have just give up and stopped and quit. But like the phoenix, I decided to just rise above those things and rebuild and keep on going. Mainly because I had two boys to raise and take care of, and I couldn't really afford to just sit and give up and give into despair. So like the phoenix, I just kept coming back and coming back and coming back, no matter what life has thrown at me. Of course, Jesus, my belief in Jesus and that, and God and in prayer has really, helped me through all that. So, while I feel a kinship with the phoenix, I also know that is not what got me through all this stuff. God and Jesus has got me through all that stuff. And believing in that is what's got me through all that stuff. But, anyway, so Tat Mama is because I have tattoos. And the Beg Brigade is a nickname that we gave my dogs, my two rescue dogs. And my rescue dogs are Axel, who is a 13-year-old black lab, and he weighs about 86 pounds. He's a big old boy. And he's the most gentlest, chillest, loving animal you could ever hope to meet. And we rescued him in 2019. I think we're here at his third rescuer. He was adopted from a shelter by a friend of my oldest son's, and then of course he had to have been rescued by that shelter at some point, and then that shelter adopted him to Jacob, I think. And then Jacob and his partner had Axel and a bunch of other animals, and then Jacob passed away and left his partner with all these animals, and he got overwhelmed, and he was basically only letting Axel out to use the bathroom and eat, and not eat very often. And so Will talked him out of Axel and said, let me have Axel. Mama wants Axel. So when he brought him to me, he was really skinny, and he was down to like 50 pounds. And for his build, that's skin and bones, because he's waist high to me, and I'm 5'4". So he's a big built dog. And I think he's probably mixed with some sort of hound dog. Lay down, baby. Stop walking. Just lay down. There you go. Sorry, he's on my bed next to me. But so we quickly fed him a bunch of protein and got him back on the track. We took him to the vet and got his ears treated, because labs tend to get ear infections pretty easy. He's been back and forth with that. He also is allergic to flea saliva, so every year we have to take him during flea season and get him a shot for that. And of course, before we got Axel in 2019, in 2017, February of 2017, we went to our local shelter and adopted Theodore, who is who was only a year old when we got him. They said he was a year old. I think he was younger than that. But he is a pit bull mix, and he's brown and brindle with gold eyes. He's really gorgeous. And he is my wild child. Because even though he's almost 8 years old, he still will play like a puppy. And he will still tear things up occasionally. Like my lip balm that was on my bedside table today. Would you not bump into my, and he just walked in here, by the way. When we used to live at this old place we lived at in the country, I would always share my cheese puffs with them. And my youngest son, who is John, he's 24 and he's autistic. And he come in and I was sharing my cheese puffs with the dogs, and he said, "Oh, look at the Beg Brigade." He said, "No matter what you eat, there they are." And so they just started being called the Beg Brigade. And so when I was creating my channel, at first I was gonna say something about loom knitting, because that's what I was doing when I first started the channel back in August of 2021. I was loom knitting. I wasn't even crocheting yet. I hadn't even learned how to crochet yet, even though I really, really wanted to. And so I started looking, I had was playing with the name of it, and then I went to doing searches, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing comes up with everything but my channel name. And I was like, I can't leave it like that. And I had already used TapMama73 as my Instagram tag for like many years. And so then I got to, just playing with it. And it took me a couple of hours to actually, for it to hit me. And then I was like, well, I'd like to incorporate my dogs, have them, be on video and whatnot. And I said, well, how about Tap, and then it just hit me smack. Tap Mama 73 in the Beg Brigade. And so that's how it come about. And if you go to search for me, I am the only one that comes up. So there's no endless searching for me. If you look, I'm the only one. So that's how my name came about, and that's what it means. My 2 rescue dogs that are the loves of my life, they mean the world to me. Even though that you hear me get onto them or complain about them even sometimes, but they both sleep with me and they'll be keeping me warm over this next cold snap, I promise you. Because Theo probably weighs a good 80 pounds too, even though he's short and kind of, he's very round. But we all love him. He has several nicknames. Scooby is a nickname because he does this moaning thing just like Scooby-Doo. And Bully because, well, he's kind of a bully. So yeah, he'll come and sit in front of you and stomp his feet and moan at you until you do what he wants you to do. So if that ain't a bully, I don't know what is. But yeah, so that's a bit about how we got here as far as our channel goes. And then in February of 2022, I think, is when I finally clicked with the crochet. So coming up on 2 years. And yes, I learned quickly and just took off with it. And it's been such a blessing to me. So, such a blessing. And I still loom knit hats. I do. I still loom knit hats. I've tried to crochet hats. It just doesn't work out. Even though I did run across a tutorial yesterday of a hat that I may try. But I got to get this current cardigan done first. And this is some drink mix that Miss Shirley Bovey sent me some of, and then I bought some today. Some of this. She sent me some in the mail, some little packages of it. And I like the strawberry one most, of course, because strawberry's my thing. And it's a strawberry lemonade drink. And it's really good. It has like 1 gram of sugar, but you can't really tell. It's pretty tart. But, and it's not like overly sweet. And see, because you could tell if it was overly sweet, this would be more red. But it's good. It's good. I need to have like non-caffeinated things this late because I've already me and Johnny came in from grocery shopping because we got a late start, of course. And then we spent a lot of time in the store, and I spent way too much money. But then I came home and made a pot of coffee because it was cold outside, and I wanted something to warm me up. And I did buy myself a couple of things today. I don't normally buy things for myself, but sometimes I do. And we're about to have a cold snap, and we're like starting Friday night. It's going to be down in the teens, which is really cold for here. We don't usually get that. But these floors, we have like I would call combination floors. Some of them are vinyl flooring, and then we have some tile, and then we have some concrete floor, and it's just kind of one room is one kind of floor, one room is another kind of floor, but they all smell cold. Cold to walk on. So I got Johnny some socks. Johnny wanted some socks, so I bought him some black socks, and I wanted some slippers, so I bought me some slippers. I'm going to pull one off and show you. I got socks on. But I bought me these slippers. And of course there's dog hair on them already. But yep, look how soft and cozy. How cozy is that? But I didn't want to have to make my own slippers. I don't have time for that. That's a lot of trial and error on my part. So now I got to put it back on. See, before I lost weight, I never could have put my foot up here on the lap like this. Never, ever, ever could I have done that. But I got that brought back on. The things I no longer take for granted, being able to put my leg up like that on my lap. I never had a lap before. It was all belly. Thank you, Jesus. Get on the bed. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to move this and let y'all see him. Y'all see this? This is what I'm talking about. Say hello, Theodore. Yes, I love you too. I love you too. All right. Oh, hold on. Okay. You got what you wanted? You're internet famous. Go now. Oh, wait. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. Bully wanted out. That's how it goes around here. When I tell you he's a bully, that's what I mean. He wasn't going to stop messing with my tripod until I let him out. And I called Johnny in here. He's going to close the door when they come back in. They're pretty well trained. When they want to go out, they got a little fenced in area back here. We just let them out the back door and leave the door to where all they got to do is nose it. They poke it with their nose and push the door open, and then they come in, and then we go back over there and close the door and lock it. Yeah. So that's how they are. But I called Johnny. Say hi, Johnny.
Hey.
Yeah. He's sitting on my bed there. But now when we were at the store, we always go visit Clarence. If you don't know, that's my friend. It should be your friend too, because it's the clearance aisle. And the clearance aisle had a couple of things that I wanted. it had these Darth Vader dolls that they had there before Christmas, but they hadn't marked them down anymore. They still had them for $24. I think that's overpriced for Darth Vader dolls that the batteries already wore down, and the little sound that they're supposed to make, they no longer make. I thought that was still a little too pricey, $24. Seeing as they don't make the sound that they're supposed to make anymore. So I decided not to get the Darth Vader doll. But what I did get was, oh, you'll see that in a minute. If you're in the general chat, you already know. But I don't normally give in to childish desires. But I saw something today that was too cute to pass up. And I have dogs. And now I have a cat that doesn't need a litter box. And it's my colors. Meet North. Right on cue. This is a saber-toothed kitty named North. It's called a fur reel. F-U-R reel. And it does over 35 little reactions and noises. If you pet it, it purrs and chatters its teeth. And it's a girl. It's a girl. Oh, and its little heart lights up. Isn't that adorable? And Amy over at Hooked on Wishing Crochet, she said, "What did you ever do with the repeating bear?" And what she meant by that is this little bear that I got last year is part of a prize from Crystal over there at Crystal the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, her channel. Last year in February, I won her monthly prize thing. It's a little annoying. It's funny. It was funny all through the store. We had it in its little box, and we hadn't quite figured out how to turn it off yet. And so every time Johnny moved his cart, it would make these noises, and so we laughed through the whole store. And so, because it was funny all through the whole store, every time he moved the cart, it would make one of these cute little noises, and it was hilarious. But Amy wanted to know if the repeating bear would repeat the noises that the kitty cat was making. And so earlier I recorded a little clip, and yes, it does. So it was just a 1-minute clip, and it was really funny. But I'm gonna turn this on. I rest my case. Let's see if it'll do it again. Kitty versus repeating bear. It's been like this all day. I'm such a child. But you know what? Life is short. Have kitties when you want them. Isn't it cute, though? Look at its little teeth. And somebody said, "I wonder what your dogs are going to do." And let me tell you what Theo did. Axel just sniffs it and then walks away. He's sniffing it now. Yeah, he's like, what the hell? Yeah, he's just really, he's like, I know that's not a real cat. Theo doesn't know it's not a real cat, and he licked it. Because he's very affectionate. He's a very affectionate animal. Theodore is. He's very affectionate. Axel just wanted to sniff it. And then he walked away. Go. And so yeah. But Theo licked it right up the front. just licked it. Yeah, I think that's enough. And it's got a little Velcro back here. But since other folks collect dolls, I figured I would have my little baby, my little kitty cat that doesn't need a litter box. But it was my colors, and I couldn't pass it up. And it's so cute. Look at those big old eyes. Could you walk away from her? I don't think you could walk away from her. No. And then her little legs move. Her little legs move. Yep. She's so cute. Anyway, that's North. Literally, that's her name. It's North. You go lay down. Go lay down. Come on now. That's enough. There's being cute and then there's being annoying. Go lay down. Anyway, and I've made a lot of progress with Connie's cardigan. Let's see here. I've got it put together, and I've got one sleeve done, and I got to get the other sleeve done, and then I'm going to add some rows to the bottom and the lapels, and then the ribbing for those. But yeah, I got it seamed up. See, I got this sleeve to do. But I tried a little something with this sleeve, and it didn't work out. So I went back to what I normally do, which is fine. You know, you got to try something. But yeah, I got that sleeve done there. But I had to add rows after I went, because each cake, because I used 2 cakes to get me started, and each of the cakes let me go 19 rounds on each hexagon. And then I went to let's see. And then I joined before I seamed the halves together. I went I seamed the shoulders up, and then I went 2 more rounds. Yeah, I went two rows on each side before I attached them. And because I was just trying to do a little bit at a time and then kind of gauge where I was, because she sent me her measurements. And so what I'm doing, I would do a couple of rows and then measure, and then do a couple of, and then measure, so that I didn't go overboard, because sometimes I make things too big. So I didn't, I've made things too big for myself. Like the big rainbow cardigan, it's way too big for me. So yeah, I got to figure out what to do with that thing, because I'm not keeping that. So yeah, I'll find a good home for that. I'll show it. I'll bring it in and show it on the next video. Maybe someone will want it, but I can't keep it. It's just too big. It's too big. It's too much. It's too thick, and it's too much for me. And I'm not that big anymore, and it's too cumbersome for me. So as much as I love baggy, it's a little bit overboard. But I did fix the sleeves to where they're not, hanging down like this anymore. They're still big, but they're not, the cuff is shrunk, so it's a little more manageable. But now at this point, I want to go and add at least 2 more rows to the lapels all the way along. I'm just going to attach my yarn here and go down and around, and then back and around, and at least do 2 more rows to that before I do my ribbing, because believe it or not, I tried this on just to kind of get a gauge as to where it where it lands, and it's too short. So the lapels are about right, but they need about 2 more rows, and then I think 2 more rows for the bottom, and then when I do the ribbing along the bottom, that will be just right. So and I measured my arms, and they're the same length as her arms, so that makes it easier for me to gauge whether this is going to work or not for her arms. And so that, as I was adding rows to the arms, that was my guide because I measured mine, and mine measured 22 inches, the same as hers. And so that worked out good. And in order to, because I used a 6.5 millimeter hook to do the actual hexagons, each hexagon. So, because I wanted a good amount of drape for her cardigan. And so when I got ready to add the rows for the sleeve, in order to decrease the sleeve circumference to make it less poofy, I went to a 6 millimeter. And when I went to attach my yarn to add rows to make it longer, I went to a 6 millimeter. And then I stopped chaining between my clusters, my granny stitch clusters. I didn't chain between my clusters, so that way I got a good decrease as I went. And so that will, you know, give her a less poofy sleeve. And then of course I did about 2 single crochet decrease rows. And then once I got it, you know, decreased down to a manageable amount, I attached my yarn for my trim color, which is Premier Basics Marl in the foliage color. And so I attached that yarn and did a single crochet row, and then I went back and did a half double row. And so that's what gave me my sleeve and my cuff. So and I did 8 rows of the extent to extend the sleeve. I did eight rows. So that's all that was necessary to get it the correct length. So so that lets me know I need 8 rows on the other, and then 2 rows of single crochet decrease, and then a single crochet row of the accent color, and then a half double, and that sleeve will be good to go. And then I'll do 2 rows of extra to the lapel in the bottom, and I'll just attach it to one of the lapels, and then I'll do the row all the way down and around, and then come back and do that, and then that'll be done. And then I'll do the ribbing the same way, because it just works out better. It makes it look real cohesive, you know. And once I get the ribbing done, I'll come back and clean the neck up, and I'll be done. So I'll have this done probably by the end of tomorrow, because I'm caffeined up. So I'll be working on this probably till 4 a.m. because, well, I'm caffeined up, and I got lots of videos to catch up on. I noticed before I started my video that I had lots of videos to catch up on, and because I'd been all busy with other things. But this is my 3rd cake. And so what I did, because this yarn starts with the dark color, I just took the ball band off and started on the outside of the ball for the, you know, the other color. So I'm gonna do the other sleeve, the 8 rows with this on the outside. The color is gonna be just a little bit different on the other sleeve than it is this sleeve. It'll be a little bit darker, but it won't be that much. It won't be that noticeable. But I don't want to crack into another cake just for 8 rows of the other sleeve. You know, it doesn't make no sense. But it'll be fine. It'll look fine. And then I'll get to cracking on the other. So, well, no, I got the sleeves and then the lapel. Anyway, I don't want to get into another cake. I think it'll work out. It's all, you know, the same yarn. It'll just have a little bit different shade, and but it'll look good. It'll be fine. It'll all be very soft and drapey, and that's what I want, and it'll be pretty. So well, that's about all I got for y'all tonight. I hope everybody's being safe and warm. We got to batten down the hatches. We got stuff to make homemade chili, and stuff to make us a spicy bean soup. And that should get us through the cold snap. We're going to have about 5 days worth of a cold snap, it looks like. I got to have my landlord come and check the attic and make sure that because we have plumbing pipes in the attic. Who does that? Anyway, about last year in late December, early January, we had a pipe bust, and water come down from the ceiling, and it was a whole thing. It ruined Christmas, it ruined New Year's, everything. We didn't have water for 2 weeks. And so knowing that this because the cold snap came up on us like this, we had no warning. And but we have a little bit of a warning this time. And so I got to get my landlord over here to get up in the attic and make sure that everything's kosher. I bought another little electric heater that I'm going to put in there close to the pipes in the kitchen. I'm going to open the cabinet and put that little heater close there, and you know, put it to where it's because we only currently have heat in our bedrooms. No one is in the living room and the dining room and all that at night, so there's no point. So anyway, so I went ahead and bought another little small heater. That way we can heat the pipes and stuff that are in there, and hopefully keep everything from freezing up. That's the hope. So, and I got 2 big old dogs to sleep with and keep me warm, plus a little heater in here. So, and I'll probably sleep with a sweater on. And I got my slippers. I'll probably sleep in my slippers because they're so comfy. They do have some little grippies at on the bottom. So, but I did indulge and buy me some slippers. That's the first time I can ever remember buying myself slippers. I don't ever remember buying myself slippers before. I always just wore socks. But I decided this year that I deserve some slippers, especially with these floors. I had carpet in the old house, and we really didn't need slippers or whatever. But this place, you need something on your feet when it's cold. And now that I've lost all this weight, I just get so cold so easy. So I will be bundled up. I got a blanket, this blanket here that I made last year. I made this blanket last year out of Premier Basics Chunky. It's got it's been, the dogs have been laying on it, and Theo claws everything. That's why it looks kind of worse for wear. But this is burgundy, and then I think this is slate, the color slate, and then a color called Citadel. And I used Bag O' Day, her stitch called the Prairie Stitch. And basically it's a row of single crochet, and then a row of 2 half doubles, skip a stitch, 2 half doubles. It's a real simple stitch, but the turnout is really beautiful. It turned out really beautiful. And it's really a warm blanket. And it's a heavy blanket. You really feel like you're under a weighted blanket because it's a bulky yarn. I think I used a 9mm hook, and it worked up really quick. I got some more of this yarn in neutral colors over there, and so I probably will make another one. I don't know if I'll do it in this stitch or if I'll do it in a corner to corner or something, but I do plan on making another blanket in this type yarn because I have it over there. That was gifted to me by Cheryl, and in neutral colors. And so I do have this, more of this yarn, and it will probably make another blanket that feels like it's weighted. But it does. It feels like it's weighted, and it is very, very warm. Even though this is not a solid material, it's not. It has its spaces and everything, but it still keeps you very, very warm, and it's squishy and soft. Of course, it's covered in dog hair and snags from dogs' nails at this point, but I don't care. I still love the blanket. It's very soft, and it smells like dog. It needs washing. But it's on my bed. I share it with them. We have a big comforter that we sleep under, and that blanket. I keep that blanket handy because I like to drape it over my legs while I'm sitting in this chair. But, yeah. I was going to sell that blanket initially, but I ended up keeping it for myself. I love burgundy and I love gray, so there you go. I ended up and I put a lot of work into that blanket. It's very heavy, but yeah, it's something I probably will make again. I don't know if I'll do it in the Prairie Stitch, but I definitely will make a blanket out of that type yarn again because it's so pretty and it turns out so good. It's so cozy. But anyway, y'all probably tired of hearing me talk by now because I got a first half of this video I got to attach to this half of the video. It's a long one. But I've had a good day, and despite the fact that we were at the grocery store, John and I had a good time together today, and we just had a good day. We did have a good day, and so I hope y'all had a good day, and I'm hoping I have something for you tomorrow. I don't know. I'll probably venture out tomorrow, and I don't know. Hobby Lobby's on sale this week. I may try to go get a little bit of yarn. I spent a lot at the grocery store today, so it'll be just a little bit, because I hate to miss a 30% off week. I just really hate to. So it'd be just a little bit of yarn, but not a lot. Maybe I'll take my kitty cat with me. No. I'm not one of those people, but I would think about it. I might take it and put it in the van. I might take her and put her in the van and let her ride with me. She won't fit in my purse, though. Anyway, I love y'all so much, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye now.